Life's best moments are best captured by photography and video. You may ask, why photography and video? Because if a photo is worth 1,000 words, video is worth 1,000,000. And GPS photography and video will leave you speechless. GPS specializes in weddings, sports, fitness, and so much more. Book your next shoot today at 910-257-0526 or gpsphotoandvideo.com.
Welcome to the Amazon's podcast. I'm Glenn Young, owner of Amazon's fitness magazine, Celebrate the Female Physique. Subscribe to amazonsfitmag.com. The podcast is brought to you by GPS Photography and Video. Why photography and video? Because with a photo's worth 1,000 words, video's worth 1,000,000. gpsphotoandvideo.com. And Amazon's fitness magazine is a publication of GPS Photography and Video. My guest is IFBB Women's Physique Pro, Becky Short. If you are a subscriber to Amazon's fitmag.com, then you already seen her photo spread. If not, then what are you waiting on? She is getting ready for the Atlanta Pro. And first of all, congratulations once again on your 23rd wedding anniversary.
Thanks
for joining me. Appreciate
Absolutely. Thank you.
So for everybody that doesn't know about Becky Short, Women's Physique Pro, and I'm making a point of trying to reach out and find all the ones, at least those that are close in my area as well, as far as in the women competitive fitness. And I've been talking to you off and on. My art director, Michael Young, actually shot you for the spread in Amazon's fitness magazine. So shout out to him again, as he's busy working on this July issue to get everything complete. We're almost finished. But tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started, and what's been going on with you. What made you choose the Atlanta Pro?
Oh, gosh, how I got started many, many years ago. The gym that I went to, there were probably 2 competitors in the whole gym that went there. And I never knew anything about it at the time. And I always thought they were great. And one of them was fitness. And I used to love watching her do her routines in the aerobics room. And, it was exciting. And then when I started learning what they did and then watching them do it, and I was interested, but wasn't really sure if it was for me. And they approached me one day and said, "Have you ever competed?" And I said, "Competed in what?" I had no idea. And so from then on, I looked into it. They helped me. It was set from then on. I was competing. So that was probably, oh my gosh, probably a good 17 years ago, 18 years ago. Yeah, something like that. And yeah, it was fun. My first one, I won my first several shows. I started out in bodybuilding, and it was that's at the time, there was no women's physique, so that's what I was cut out for. And I knew I wasn't going to be walking around in giant heels. So I did bodybuilding, and I did well. I loved it. So then women's physique came around, and I knew I loved it. So
that was more for you.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking a little bit earlier. Your husband also competed for a little while, didn't he?
He did one show. In his words, he'll tell you that it's not for him. He likes food. He lost quite a bit of mass dieting and really hated that. So it took him a while, but he got it all back. But that didn't sit well with him. So he said no. So now he just works out like a bodybuilder, and he's big, but has no desire to compete.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. And bottom line, he's still in the fitness lifestyle, which is probably
Oh
more important
yes,
than anything
never
compared
misses
to
a gym
everything
day.
that's going on today. Yeah, struggling with A1C and different things like that that people
Oh
have to
yeah,
deal with.
yeah.
You got to be fit.
And we
At
instilled
least
it in
more.
our girls. They both go to the gym
Yeah,
regularly. Oldest one competed in
yeah.
bikini and won her first show, but realized it was a lot of work and hasn't done it again. She talks about it, but we'll see.
Now, how long ago was this, and why did she stop?
Well, she realized how hard it was and how much it
Mm,
took and how much time it took, and there really wasn't, you didn't really do a whole lot else. I mean, your life
right,
revolved around competing. You still did stuff, but as you got
right.
closer, it was, it's a selfish sport, and
Yeah,
we all
and a
know that.
sacrifice.
It
It's a
is.
lot
Yeah.
of sacrifice to it.
Yeah.
And she did bikini, and just like people used to tell me all the time, still do. Someone was like, I couldn't do it, but I could do bikini." No, you couldn't.
All
Like
right.
you think it is.
Yeah. It's a whole.
Bikini have to struggle too.
They
But
have their own
everybody struggles with
struggles.
the same thing: the diet, meal plans, and working out. Even though it's a
Right.
much shorter prep, still
Right. They have their own set of difficulties and
they do.
hurdles to jump over. Yeah.
They really do.
Absolutely. It's
And
completely
everybody's
different.
good till they hit that lifestyle and they think they want to compete, but then
Uh huh. Yeah.
it's and that's just people from the outside looking in. Saw someone play sports, play football or what have you, and so I could do that. Then you get
Right.
out there in it, and it's like, you know, it ain't what you think. They see the glamour and everything of the stage, but
Right.
what they don't see is like case in point. Yesterday was the 4th of July, and I was judged that you were on chicken and rice.
Oh yes. Yep. We didn't even go. Our boat just broke down. We live on a lake, and
Hmm.
our boat broke down 2 days ago. We were planning to go out because our community, I guess you could call it here at the lake, puts on one of the best fireworks displays I've
Oh
ever seen
wow,
in my
that's
life. It
something.
is amazing. But we were upset. My husband was all upset. Boat broke down. It's going to cost a lot to fix. So we couldn't, of course, do it immediately. So we just
Hmm.
stayed in. We watched a movie, kept the dog happy and
Yeah,
comfortable because she doesn't like it at all.
yeah,
Um,
the fireworks.
no, not at all.
Animals struggle. I had
Yeah.
to bring mine in last night too, but
Yeah.
the good thing about it, well, I guess you'd call it a good thing, is like they had a fireworks restriction because it's so dry.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
it was 102 today, and so you mess around, light somebody's house on fire, and we're near the wood line too, out in
Right.
the suburbs here. Right near Fort Liberty, used to be Fort Bragg. So yeah, a lot of
Right.
dry pine needles and everything like that. Next thing you
Oh,
know, the
yeah.
whole neighborhood's up.
Yeah. They do it right on the little beach area at the
Yeah,
lake. So
and see
all
when
the
you're
boats.
out there on the water, there you go.
Right, all the boats just surround,
Yep.
and we all sit and watch, and you talking to people, and we kind of you'll tie to each other, and it's
Yeah.
uh, it's a lot of fun. But
I
no,
hate that for you because I know that's probably one of the coolest spots out on
oh
the
yeah,
water.
oh my gosh, yeah, it was brutal today.
Yeah. Yeah, it was 102 here, and I was like, "Jeez,
We did not want to be outside today.
no, not even for a little bit." And anything you're gonna do, you're gonna have to do, right at 4 to 7 in the morning. You
Right,
know,
anything outside?
uh,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
anything after 9 o'clock,
Nope.
not good.
No
What do
thanks.
you What do you credit your longevity in the sport?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I have a lot of determination, I guess you'd
Hmm.
say, when it comes to this, and I'll keep pushing. I've had this shoulder replaced already.
Oh
Um,
wow,
this one will be at some point. I've
was
got,
that from a lifting injury?
well, mostly, I'm a retired firefighter. So mostly
Mm,
from that, lots of weight on my back, lots of weight
yep,
over my head.
throwing that on your shoulder and running them
Yeah.
ladders. Yeah,
The training itself.
yeah.
And then I was also in the Navy. So
Hmm.
that a lot of that got me too. But it was just overuse. So there was no injury. It just was gradual, and there was
Yeah,
just no cartilage left. So it had to be
yeah.
replaced. This one's taking its time, so that's good. Knees are not doing too well anymore.
Yeah.
So we're dealing and doing different things, and had some laser type thing that didn't do a whole lot really, but I'll have a partial replacement probably in the next year or two.
Yeah. I
Um,
can relate being airborne and
yeah.
exiting high performance aircraft. So yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
So what did you do in the Navy?
I was a small boat coxswain.
Okay.
I drove
What did that entail?
25-foot Boston whalers. We uh, contained ships when they pulled into port.
Okay.
Oil containment boom. We did anything that needed to be done that you could only do from the water, outside of a
Right.
ship, outside of the pier. Training. We went to different places for
Hmm.
trainings. Gosh, I was on a tugboat for a little while. Probably painted
Well,
that thing about 10 times.
yeah. Well, that must have been pretty cool. That
Yeah,
big old ship behind
sometimes.
you and you bringing it in.
Yeah, sometimes it was pretty boring, but
Yeah. Did you
yeah.
meet your husband in the Navy?
No, I met him, I think, a year or two before I got out.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he came to, I reenlisted. I was given a bonus to reenlist. I was like,
That's the
oh,
way they get us, don't it?
one more time. I know it.
Yeah.
So
You
he
start looking
actually,
at that new car you didn't buy, you're like, oh boy.
right,
You're hoping that you're gonna get that promotion.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, fine. I
Yeah.
can handle 2 more years.
Yep. That's how we get to 20.
Yeah, yeah.
So well, that's great. And glad to see that work. And you did government work after that, hand in
Um,
hand with coming out of the Navy, or
no, I actually was a personal trainer for a while after
okay.
that, because fitness was just my thing. I have awards from every single year, fitness awards. What do you call it? Achievement awards. Always
Hmm.
best scores and everything, and it just came easy to me, and I loved it. So
Yeah.
I trained for a while after, and then uh, I got a job. I applied to the fire department
Hmm.
and was in and training in less than 6 months. So
Right.
that was exciting. Yeah. So I did that, and then I retired, medically retired. And
Hmm.
then I started working in the ER for Inova Hospital. Um, and then I got approached by an old boss in the
Hmm.
fire department that actually knew the head of Prince William County Schools, and he was looking for someone to fill this position for a grant that he got.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, so he said, I know just the person. So I did that for 10 years until the grant ran out. And now I do part-time things for schools, and
Hmm.
I just got a new position, but I haven't started it yet. I'll start training after this next show.
And what will you be doing? Is this for the high school level or
It is well, that was the Prince William County job
okay?
that was for all schools. So it was safe routes, uh, finding and repairing, creating whatever it is, safe routes for kids to walk to and from school, getting them out of the cars,
Ah,
off the buses. Yeah.
yeah.
So it was interesting because I'm not a sit behind a desk person. I
Hmm.
I would rather be up and moving around, and that got me out to the schools and everywhere all the time. So it was great. Um, and now I will be starting a position with OMSI Medical Solutions, where
Hmm.
I will go all over the place, all over the country, doing pre and post fitness assessments for
Oh,
like a big corporation or truck drivers
that's
um,
great.
that sit for long periods of time, and they want to know that
Hmm.
they didn't come in with back issues. so you have something to compare it to. So
Right.
it's really interesting, and it'll be brand new for me. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, truck driver is a hard job, very sedentary.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's great money at
Yeah.
times, but when you're out there on that road and
It's lonely.
weather,
It's long.
yeah.
I couldn't
So
sit that long, that much.
yeah, I'm telling you, it's some dangerous highways, especially if you're driving up through West Virginia and Virginia,
Yeah.
all those mountains. Now you got an easy, people tell you got a Monday through Friday route. I'm going picking up in South Carolina and I'm going all the way to Florida and then coming back and I'm home every
Right.
night. That can be great, but those are few and far between because whoever
Right.
got those jobs, they ain't giving them up. What made you choose the Atlanta Pro?
Well, I had met Linda Murray several times and really liked her, enjoyed talking to her. Very personable, easy to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never done one of her shows. So I just decided, if I'm picking a show, and this one just came at the right, kind of the right time frame I was looking for too. And I was
Yeah.
like, I've never been to Atlanta and I've
Yeah.
never done one of Linda Murray's shows. So why not? So I thought, she's a great lady, and I enjoyed talking to her. So I thought that.
And I've been there, but I've always been en route going to somewhere else. Uh,
Oh yeah,
Overseas or coming back, maybe go to Fort McPherson for different things. But yeah, in the military, it's totally different. So I can't say I can say I've been to Atlanta, but that's just like me saying I've been to New York because that was that was courtesy of JFK, and then en route to Germany, and then en route to
yeah,
other points, Asia.
yeah.
So it is what it is. It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to it. Um, as you look at it now, all the training is done. What are the last things that you need to do? What will be your last cardio as you're in effect now in peak week?
I think my last cardio is Wednesday morning. Wait, Thursday
Okay.
morning when I leave. So right
Okay.
before we leave, I will do about 30 minutes and I'll be done.
And you're driving now?
We are, yeah.
Okay.
It's just so much cheaper than just the flights are
It is.
outrageous.
To be this close in North Carolina, like I say, I'm 32 miles from the South Carolina border. It still says 5.5 hours. And I was going back and forth talking to Melissa Guerrero, who was Weldon's, who's doing the Atlanta Pro. And she said, well, I'm in Charlotte. This takes 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know how the map is worked out that way, but I
Huh.
still got 5.5. So,
Yeah. We've been looking at, leaving, what time to leave. I mean, the
right.
best time is just early morning, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to
Yeah.
have to get there in time for check-ins anyway. So,
Yeah. And the big thing, I always try to, coming into a city, whether it's Columbus or going into Orlando, I try to arrive prior to that rush hour. Even
oh,
if it's like
yes.
leaving there like midnight, 4 in the morning, ideally, so that I'm there just prior to rush hour, and I may have to wait a couple hours because normally check-in is not till 3 o'clock. So just
Right.
go from there.
Right.
Who is your coach?
Vladimir Popov.
Okay,
You know that name?
I've heard of it.
He, uh, he MCs a lot of the local shows,
Hmm.
the Max Muscle, the amateur NPC shows.
Right,
He'll MC a lot of those. He has a great voice, great speaking voice.
good stuff. So now, how long you been with him?
Oh my goodness, I've been with him for most of my career.
Hmm.
Probably good 15, 14 years, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a lot of it is, if it ain't broke, don't
Right.
don't fix it.
Right.
So you find you a good coach that knows your body, that knows your physique. Um, and a lot of times I think competitors just aren't patient enough, outside looking in because they'll get real antsy, say, well, we didn't win or I didn't get my pro card this time.
Yep.
And then they start coach hopping,
Right.
and
Most of the time, it's not the coach's fault. Sometimes it very well is.
yeah,
They were steered wrong. They were, whatever it was. But yeah, I can't say that. If
yeah,
there's, it's, I have to look at myself first.
Yeah. You
Then
got
you
to
let
do a
the
self
coach.
critique. You know,
And
look
some
in the
won't
mirror.
even do that. They just no, can't possibly be me.
Right.
Yeah.
So now, counting down to it, you'll leave Wednesday. What are you going to be doing Saturday through Tuesday? Is it legs, upper body? What's going to be the last workout? Know about your last
Tomorrow's
cardio.
legs. And then I will hit every muscle group before Wednesday.
Okay.
Yep. I'll just have, I'll do legs tomorrow and then I'll back and biceps, chest and triceps,
Hmm.
shoulders, definitely, abs. And doesn't even matter, I guess, where I place them, just as long as I get them done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been the feedback of what they want to see you bring in going into this
Um,
show?
mainly, mainly my back. I was not
Hmm.
gifted or have the genetics for a small waist.
Right.
So getting that wider back and bigger, wider lats has always been a struggle for me.
Right.
Um, legs, I could have legs all day, but just getting my back wide enough has
Right.
been, and now with the issues with my shoulders, it's tough.
Yeah.
Trying, and we'll see. It's just I don't know. I love competing, so I don't want to just quit because I can't get my back wide. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
but it's not too far off.
And Linda Murray is a great show, and
Yeah,
it's that time of the schedule. Best part of the year, just like a football schedule that comes out, you got certain shows that are just checked off. And the gauntlet that is when we get into the summer months, Atlanta Pro, Tampa Pro, Chicago Pro, they're all
right,
grouped right together. If
right.
things don't go like you hope in Atlanta, will you do another show?
I am planning to do another show, the Atlantic Coast Pro in Fort Lauderdale.
Hmm.
Um, we absolutely love Florida. We've been going there since before we had kids. We
Yeah.
used to drive
You're
up
not thinking
every.
about final retirement there, are you?
Oh yes, we were retiring there.
Too many storms. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah,
Too
that's
like
true. That's true.
well, and I guess it depends on where in Florida,
Where, yeah,
you know,
some places
but
get hit harder than others.
yeah,
Yeah, but the I don't know. Maybe the good outweighs the bad.
yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah,
when you
we
look from the
love it.
standpoint of a bodybuilding competition show mecca, that's
Right,
Florida, and you can
right.
say the same of Texas. But when you start coming east, it's not that
Not
there
so
are
much.
fewer shows, but much more spread out.
Yeah, I would love to
Well,
see more pro shows in the
yeah,
area. That would be fantastic.
yeah.
There's
I mean, in
only
Florida, it's like turning the lights on and seeing the roaches run. You step down and you're gonna hit a show.
right, right.
Yeah. So
Yeah. I've only done one show in Florida, I think.
yeah.
I did the Miami.
Mm-hmm.
No, that was
Oh,
years
you went
ago.
all the way down to the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm excited. We shall see.
Yeah, definitely one in every major city.
Right.
Every other week, every other month, from amateur to pro. So that's the plus if you're a competitor.
It's tough. I don't have the selection, like the men do,
Right.
because a lot of them don't have women's physique anymore.
Don't have women's physique, and that's been the story of the year. Uh, just as
And
last year,
bodybuilder.
it was about women's bodybuilding. This year, women's physique and
Yeah.
competitors not
Um,
showing up at the show from as far back as the Triple O
I don't
to the
get it.
St. Louis Pro, and the whole story. But at the end of the day, and we talked about this earlier, you got that Texas Pro out there and that prize
Yeah.
money. It's got to be tempting, isn't it?
Now you got me thinking. Oh man.
And like they try to say everything's big in Texas, and they do things
Right.
big, and they certainly do. So that's on my list to try to get to that show and also try to get to the Tampa. Um, not going to look like it's going to happen this year, but yeah, that's always the last one of the last shows of the summer before I have
Yeah.
to go back. If you're a teacher, going back to school, so that's the
Uh,
last one you can get in.
my husband's a teacher too.
Oh yeah, what does he teach?
He taught English for 13 years, and
Oh
now
boy, yeah.
he's teaching PE.
Oh, there you go. That's
Oh,
probably
yes.
a welcome change.
No grading papers.
Yeah, because that
No
English, that
testing.
core, man. Ooh,
Yep. He
everybody trying to
definitely
pass, but yeah. Now he
yeah.
doesn't coach, does he?
He did. When both of our girls were in high school, he
Okay.
coached travel soccer. He coached high school soccer. But yeah, he says, my girls aren't
Yeah.
playing. I ain't coaching.
Yep.
Takes up a
That's
lot of your family time. And if you're going to be there anyway,
it does.
it was, he got paid for it. So he's like, why not? I
Yeah.
would be here anyway. So,
Exactly.
and it's true.
Yeah, a
So,
lot of long hours, long weekends,
oh yeah.
nights
Late
on that
nights.
bus trying to get in. So yeah,
Yeah.
I can certainly understand. That's like me. I work a lot with a high school football team. I've been filming high school football. This will be coming up close to my 20th year since
Oh wow.
2006. So I played it, and then now I'm teaching it. So but yeah, that takes up a lot of time. And right now, everybody's doing the 7-on-7s, and they're in the dead period now. But next week they'll be right back at it for summer
Ah,
workouts, and then official practice in North Carolina. That is, will open up on 1 August. But if you're in states like South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, it's going on.
right.
Like the spring practice, they're in full pads and everything, so they knocking each other out.
Oh man.
Where North Carolina, not so much. Now, are you going to end up coaching athletes down the road? Meal plans?
Um,
What's your short and long term goals?
I'm not too sure.
Hmm.
I'm not too sure. I've thought about it, but I'm not 100% if I will coach or not. I mean,
Right,
I know I could. I've been doing it long enough. I better be able
right,
to.
yeah,
um, Me and my husband would make a fantastic team coaching.
yeah,
He has a tremendous amount of knowledge when it comes to
hmm,
everything involving, coaching, training
right,
athletes for bigger, faster, stronger,
hmm,
training people, young people, old people to gain size, to lose
right,
fat, whatever it is that you're trying to do. I mean,
hmm,
we've been in the fitness industry for so long that,
yeah.
yeah, it's just second nature. But
The lifestyle of it, lifestyle equals longevity. I mean, you can
right.
live to be 90, but if you've been almost near a wheelchair since
Yep.
70, since age 70, are you living or are you just existing? So I mean,
A happy 90,
yeah,
a
I
happy,
mean,
somewhat
still
comfortable.
driving my car, still talking junk, going where I want to go,
Right.
because
Right.
you got to admit, the older you get, the more junk you gonna talk, just
Oh yeah.
because your care level
Yep.
diminishes quickly,
Do
you
not
know.
care. Right.
And I wish you would. I mean, hey, it's just one of those
Um,
things. But hopefully, everyone be blessed to have a quality of life, because that's really what it's about at the end of the
right.
day.
Right.
I'm gonna let you out of here on this one.
Okay.
Women's physique as a whole. You've seen all the stories this year. What would you change? What would you do? It's obviously a great division. You've been doing it since you were doing women's bodybuilding. What does women's physique need to continue to prosper? Not just to exist, but to continue to prosper in competitive women's bodybuilding.
Boy. I mean, I think we've got the competitors.
Hmm.
I think it's support from the IFBB, NBC, from friends and family, and sponsors, and all of that. I think is very important to keep it
Yeah,
going, and just keeping the excitement about women's physique.
yeah,
And just getting that difference between physique and bodybuilding, and just somehow making it obvious, what the difference is would be key, but I just don't see that happening anytime soon.
yeah. You think
But
the lines are sort of blurred still between women's physique and women's bodybuilding?
yeah, a little bit. I mean, it really depends on the show and who shows up and who looks like
Hmm.
what in every category. It's tough.
Yeah,
It's tough. Uh, I always think of, man, if I was judging this, what would I do?
right.
Kind of,
And
she's
from region to
here.
region, you know, what you saw at the New York Pro, you may not very well see in Anaheim or Atlanta or Tampa
Right.
and so on and so forth.
Just have no
Um,
idea.
and the Portugal Pro is going on this weekend. Shout
Oh
out to
yeah.
JB and AJ, who's covering it for Female Bodybuilding Channel. So they got
Okay.
some great stuff going. Hopefully, I can do some coverage going into Atlanta, but I'm torn
Yeah.
between just do photo shoots. Do I want to do interviews, content, and then I still want to see the show because I want to see you guys on
Right.
stage get after it. Like that's the whole point. You go there and you don't go and see the show. So you
Yeah.
guys will hit the stage. Check in is Friday. The show is Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
When does women's physique go on?
Saturday.
And women's bodybuilding will go on prior, right? Are they going on first?
I
I'm still
think
trying to thumb through
women's
the schedule.
bodybuilding is on Sunday. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
women's. I think it's figure,
Uh-huh.
and then physique, and then I think it's men's physique on Saturday. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember. I'm trying to
Yeah.
remember. I was looking at the schedule the other day,
Yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, I think women's bodybuilding is Sunday.
Yeah.
I think so.
And I want to see all the 6 women's categories. And
Yeah.
hopefully everybody will get the live stream as well. If you can't make it, get the live stream.
Right.
And so
Absolutely.
being in North Carolina, I try to make the shows that are close. If you can call Pittsburgh close or Atlanta close.
Yeah.
But I
That's
just,
the closest one to me.
yeah, because it's not in the Charlotte Pro. If it was in the Charlotte Pro,
Yeah.
hey, game on. But we just have to see.
Yep.
Maybe it'll come back. If not, then get some new tires every summer and get the oil change and roll out.
Right.
Becky, thanks so much for joining me.
Absolutely.
Especially
My
going
pleasure.
into peak week because I know you're tired. You got to get into bed.
I'm
And you
tired.
got a lot going on this week. So I really appreciate you for
Absolutely.
doing this.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And let me know what day you want to shoot. We'll make it happen.
All right. I think
Even if it means
Friday's
coming back
gonna
and shooting,
be.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it is a business trip, so the priority is knock the show out. So
All right.
thanks.
All
Talk
right.
soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So there you have it. Becky Short is getting ready for the Atlanta Pro. Excited. Everybody's in peak week for the Atlanta Pro. You got the Portugal Pro going on this weekend, Atlanta Pro next weekend, and then it'll just keep on kicking on through Chicago, Tampa, Anaheim. And as we get closer and closer, it's not a thing of who's in and who's going to be on the outside looking in, whether you're women's physique all the way down to bikini and beyond. It's been an exciting season so far. It's all going to head out and culminate in the Olympia, 60 years in October. So get your tickets now. If you're going to the Olympia, get your tickets now for the Atlanta, Tampa. Most of all, nothing else, get the stream so that you can go out and support. I will be back on Monday, and I'll start dropping you hints. If you haven't looked out there, if you qualify or if you subscribe, not qualify, but subscribe to the Amazon's Fitness Magazine, you already seen the upcoming shows. We'll have a big pre-look with the Atlanta Pro this week. Those from Portugal Pro, some rehash that and see who I can get on to interview as well. Sherry Priami, she said it today. She's there to win. We're going to have a special show on Wednesday, Hump Day, with Melissa Guerrero, the day before she leaves out for the Atlanta Pro. So excited to talk to her. She seems primed and ready. What a difference having a coach makes. So I'm Glenn Young for Amazon's Fitness Magazine. Celebrate the female physique. Subscribe to Amazon'sFitMag.com, and I will see you guys on Monday.